Peace, everybody. What's going on? It's the Frequency Healer, aka Frequency Healings, aka Pastor Healings, Reverend Healings. I am an ordained minister nowadays, and I'm a business owner too, and I'm staying busy. I'm working on some projects right now, and I'm just trying to get some things established, and I just really wanted to talk about some deep things today because I haven't done a YouTube video in a long time. And I feel like I owe my fans and the people who've been following me an update, and this is something that's very, very serious to me. This is something that's very, very important, and we have to understand this, because if we don't, bad things are always around the corner, and if we allow them to enter our lives and come into us, we get overwhelmed, and things happen when we get overwhelmed. So with all that being said, I'm gonna get right into it, right? So first of all, peace to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I wish everybody blessings and nothing but prosperity, and whatever challenges you're going through in your life, you have the mental capabilities to get over them. You just have to figure out the right path and connect with the right people and get out of your toxic environments, so that way you can start to grow and prosper and become the person that you want to become. Now, the topic of today is going to be how depression is the beginning stages to suicide. And when I'm referring to suicide, I am meaning spiritual suicide, mental suicide, and which I hope nobody ever has to get to anymore, is physical suicide. Like this is a very serious thing. You know, depression is at an all-time high right now. People all around us are getting sick left and right. People are looking for answers, and nobody is giving them these answers. People are looking for ways to better themselves, but there's nowhere to turn to, right? And that's because we're looking for it in the wrong places. And this is something that's very dear to me. This is something that's very important to me in my heart, because uh, you know I've been on the borderline of everything that I'm about to talk about. And uh, we don't realize the pain that people go through, and what people experience on a daily basis, or even on the inside of what they're feeling, because nobody expresses themselves in the right way, and nobody connects on these levels anymore, where you can connect with yourself on a deeper level. So with all that being said, I'm gonna just get right into it, man. Like, your depression is the beginning stage to your suicide. And don't think that suicide isn't around the corner for some of you. Y'all have figured out a way to cope with the pains that you guys are experiencing. And those pains, because you're not willing to face them head on, and you're not willing to make changes in your life, and you're not willing to grow, you are now becoming the parasite that has taken you over. And you are losing faith. You're losing yourself in the process. And we have to come together again as a people, and as a country, and as a nation, to really start battling these real severe issues. I'm from the Northwest, and to be honest, when I go outside, I see nothing but sickness right now. I'm seeing a lot of people depressed and in pain, and some people can't even match my energy right now because of the fact that they are going through so much stuff internally. I'm seeing relationships crumble at the easiest things, at the slightest things. I've been a victim of toxic relationships, and have lost some very amazing women, from someone from my actions, and some of them from theirs. And when I just look back at everything that has gone in the world today, and in my life, I'm like, man, if we could have just changed our mindset and became more productive, and found more prosperous things to do, we wouldn't have put ourselves in these situations, right? And so, uh, You know, one of the saddest things that I'm seeing right now is the lack of energy that we have. And the lack of energy that we have is strictly coming from us not feeding our bodies with the correct food. We are literally eating things that are giving us things in lower vibrations and lower forms, and we're wondering why we have lack of energy. And then when you have lack of energy, now you're over here battling that lack of energy through your thoughts, and then your thoughts is nothing but an imaginative and a creative state, and you are literally forming your reality. But when you don't have the energy to form your reality, now you're over here creating your own suicide. And nothing is more sadder to me is seeing people unhappy. Like, I don't like that shit, man. I really don't, you know. And this is why I'm choosing the path that I'm choosing. My brand is Frequency Healings. I do have a couple other projects that I'm working on, and you know, I'm also a reverend now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a minister, and I'm gonna be hopefully giving guidance and helping those that need help, that have gotten lost in the darkness. Because don't think you're inevitably not able to become a suicidal thought person. You know, like, I'm gonna be honest, I've been there too. You know, I never had the courage to actually do it, to be honest, but I've thought about it several times in my life. You know, when I've lost a person that I've loved, when I doubted myself, when I put myself in a position where I let people down, that shit hurts, man. And it hurts so deep, and it cuts wounds, and it creates scars. You know what I'm saying? And those scars literally get so deep sometimes that we don't even know how to pull ourselves out. And I'm seeing this on a massive scale right now. Like, I've traveled to a lot of states in the United States, and I've also been to a couple different countries, and it's just like I'm seeing this happen on a collective scale for our human race, and this is simply because we don't know how to control our mindset anymore. Like, we have to understand that our mind, our thought process, everything that we do is literally manifesting and creating our reality. So when you are in a toxic environment, when you're around toxic people, when you are not being productive and you're not advancing yourself, you are literally creating your own suicide. You are literally creating your own depression. And depression is the cousin to death. And I'm not even going to say death, because they say sleep is the cousin of death. I'm going to say suicide. Depression has created this phenomenon in the world right now that we have learned to accept, like, all the imperfections in us, in a way where we don't know how to better ourselves anymore. And this is coming from the food that we're eating, the water that we're drinking, the abundance of not love in sex. Like, we have so much lustful sex in today's time that we don't even have love as the root form of sex anymore. It's like sex is based off of creation and love and unity and all that, and now the masculine and feminine energies are so unbalanced, because we have women trying to be men and become masculine, and we have men adapting more on the feminine side to match the feminine, because the ladies, y'all are the strongest beings on earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe not physically strong, but y'all are the nurturers of the world. Y'all are the ones that keep the men from losing their mental and their minds. But y'all don't even know that role anymore. And so we have so many men in today's time losing themselves because they lack support. And then the women now, because the men aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, the women are feeling like they gotta step it up. And so when they over here stepping it up, now they're unlocking their masculine traits, and those masculine traits is creating the unbalance, you know. And this is what the whole feminine movement and empower movement is, you know what I'm saying? And so we have to really understand what's going on right now. We have to get back to our minds, y'all. That's why when I speak, for those of you guys who have followed me and know who I am, I always talk about body, mind, spirit. Everything is connected. Like when you look at your body, you have to understand that your mind created your body, and your body was created from your spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you don't have a way to necessarily create that for yourself, how you gonna know what to do? Because everything you've seen on TV, everything you've seen from your work environments, every time you're going out, it's nothing but toxicity. And you know, we're spiritual beings, y'all. Yeah, whoever wants to deny that shit, that's on you, man. But we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and that human experience can easily be distorted if you are not foundationally solid in your spirituality. And that's based off your religion. That's based off of higher self practice, or just self belief. Whatever you want to believe in, I'm not gonna knock which ways people empower themselves, but we have to understand that suicide is no joke, y'all. Y'all don't care about suicide until it happens to one of your family members. You don't care about suicide until it happens to you. Until you waking up so angry, so miserable that you can't even think straight. You over here questioning God, like, why did you put this on me? You over here blaming everybody else for your problems. You over here like just complaining, coming up with excuses on everything. And this is literally the cousin of suicide. So many people are on the verge of death right now because we don't know how to mentally control ourselves anymore. We've lost these aspects of self prosperity because we've learned to worship things that have given us no value, have given us no energy, have given us no love. Like, love is the root of everything, y'all. This is why when you eat a certain way, you have to ask yourself, is your diet based off of love, or is it based off of destruction? When you sit here eating your meals, your dinner plates at home, sure, when you eating it, yeah, it's all fixed up and it looks all fancy and it's all good, but how was that plate prepared? Did you ever ask yourself what was the process for it to get on your plate? You know what I'm saying? Did you ever ask yourself uh, 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 what type of cruelty went through that, right? That's just for the eating, right? See, I'm a deep person, so we could go really, really deep with this, right? That's just on an eating level. Now let's talk about life in your household, right? We have to understand that in today's time, most countries around the world, I'm gonna just mainly talk about the United States right now because that's where I'm from, but our country was founded off of death, everybody. Like, the whole Christopher Columbus and the whole colonization, we came over here and slaughtered a whole bunch of people. We did. I mean, I didn't necessarily do it, but so to speak, our American ancestors did. Well, one part of it, when you unlock truths, you figure out there's other parts of your ancestral bloodlines too. But we have to understand that some of our households were built on graveyards, and these things carry spiritual energies. All the Native American Indians, all the Aboriginal Americans, all the American Moors that were here, yeah, all of them got wiped out. And we feel that energy. And we feel it more than ever. And this is part of the reason why we are naturally depressed. And we are naturally sad. For those of y'all that know me, I'm preaching fruits and vegetables to the max right now. Because you have to understand that the only way that you could start to heal those modalities is by realigning yourself back with nature. And nature grows fruits and vegetables for us to live a prosperous life. This land has nothing but abundance on it, but we're not using the proper modalities to absorb it or to get it. And so now, what are we seeing? We seeing everybody fighting right now. We seeing everybody at war. We're seeing everybody committing self-sabotage and becoming suicidal. Like, we are literally watching the destruction happen in front of our eyes. And a change is coming, y'all. And a lot of people are going to pass because they're not unlocking this form of themselves. They're not being real with themselves. They're not allowing themselves to cry. They're not allowing themselves to feel those pains and face those challenges. I'm not saying it's easy, but do you know how many people have lost hope right now? Lost their faith? Lost their chances to go after their dreams? Because we need money right now, right? We need to survive, right? That's what everybody's going to say. But what is that money worth when you lose your body? What is that money worth when you lose your spouse or your kids or your house? You know how many people is homeless right now on the streets? How many people lost their homes because of COVID and all these other things? Do you know how many people are over here begging on the corners, trying to figure out another way to make money for themselves? Begging for change. Not realizing that the change comes from within everyone. It's one of the saddest things to see, you know, and I'm lucky and I'm blessed that I'm just a self-motivator, and I'm able to really deeply think about things and meditate and find myself, because I've gotten lost too. Oh man, I'm not speaking from perfection right now, everybody. I'm speaking from, I've seen it firsthand. I know what it feels like. I've seen that darkness. I've been absorbed by it. I've been around it. It's a very strong energy. It's one of the strongest energies in the world. Star Wars even made a movie off of it. May the Force be with you. Don't go to the dark side of the Force, right? All that stuff. That stuff is an analogy for what is really happening to us in real life. Like, y'all have to stop thinking that y'all mindsets don't affect your life and your associations don't affect your life. We are creating a depression right now. You know, we talk about 1942, the Great Depression. Oh, that ain't gonna be nothing compared to what's about to happen. Because we're doing it to ourselves. Depression is something that is starts from up here. Starts from your thought process. What are you thinking about every day? How upset are you every day? You saying things aren't fair. You're mad at your jobs. You're mad at your spouses because they're not doing this right and they're not doing that. First of all, when it comes to spouses, why do we have this thing where we expect our spouses to do stuff for us? We have to get rid of that mentality. Your spouse don't owe you shit. They don't owe you nothing except love and support from a man's side and a woman's side. Financially speaking, y'all are mad about money and you know, things that we can do to get more money, but you're not willing to make any changes to get more money. You're not willing to cut off the alcohol, the partying, the video games, the basketball games, the sporting events, to go sit back and go study some books, to go sit back and talk to self and figure out where you're weak at. I'm just one man. I ain't saying I got it all figured out, because I don't. But one thing I do know for sure is nobody will ever be able to take away from me about being able to be a self-willer. Somebody that can lose everything. I can lose everything, which I've done several times in my life. And I still bounce back. And I never quit. I never quit. And I'm unmatchable because of that. But you know where that mentality comes from? Comes from up here. Comes from me training myself consistently every single day to figure out where my bad thoughts are coming from. where my horniness is coming from, where my want to have better things, or why am I feeling a certain way. Like nobody talks to themselves anymore, because when you do, you seem like you crazy. But talking to yourself is how you figure out what's going on. Asking questions. Like, damn, all right, I need somebody to hook me up so I could better myself, right? But then you have to ask yourself, what have I done for myself to even put myself in that position? You mad at your spouses, but yet you not doing your part to make sure that you good. So that way your spouse ain't even gotta do nothing. And I know that's kind of unfair because we live in a society today where women expect men to do everything. They want you to be your business advisor, your provider, your security, your take care of everything, your protector, right? They want you to do everything, right? But that's the problem. Most women can't even tell you what a man is. They only can tell you what a man is supposed to do. And it's just like we are all over the place right now. We lost so many things because we don't even connect with ourselves anymore, you know? And depression and suicide is right around the corner. It's right around the corner, man. And it puts me in a tough spot. Puts me in a very tough spot because one side of me wants to say, F everybody, because I know I got it figured out, so I want to move on and I want to live abundantly as I should, right? As everyone who discovers cool things for themselves, they should go live the benefits of it and reap the fruits that you sow. But then the other side of me is like, how can I rest my head peacefully knowing people around me are sick and in pain? How can I how can I really be happy with myself knowing that like I've hurt people? That somebody is hurting me, you know? So it's a tough thing to work out. And everyone's gonna treat it differently and respect it differently. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I really care about all of you guys, and but you have to care about yourself, right? Y'all have to quit worshiping things that aren't giving y'all no value. At the end of the day, the money is good, but the money don't mean shit if you're not taking care of yourself. Like, you want to be a rich, lonely person? There's tons of millionaires right now who are doing that. Right now. That got a grip of money, but don't have that many real friends, who not really doing much for themselves. And they just kind of watch. They just kind of sit back and relax. There's nothing wrong with that life. But I've talked to some. And you know what they always say? They have regrets, you know? We talk about people who've done a lot of things in their lives and they still have regrets. And one thing that they regret is that they wish they could have been around their friends and family more. They wish they could have valued themselves more. You know? Like, we have to get back to these principles, man. We have to get back to understanding that, like, our mindsets are everything. What are you focused on every day? Are you focused on a job, or are you focused on your dreams? Are you focused on lust, or are you focused on love? Like, I get it. I'm an attractive dude. Cool. I've met some beautiful women in my life. So, I can't even. Woo. Met some very fire women. But then I open myself up and I get to a sexual space with them. And then once we get to that point, it's like they just expect me to do all this shit for them. And then they don't do nothing to nurture me or make sure I'm straight. So now I deny a lot of women now because of the fact that it's just like y'all not even doing shit for yourself. Like you can't just think just because you have sexual organs that that's going to be good enough to hold down a real man. And same thing with the men too. Don't just think because you got a six pack and you got a nice motherfucking, you know, ding dong down there that that's all you need to do. Like we have to get back to our mental space. What are we doing for the world? We got people that want to be so rich and successful that don't even give back to their communities anymore. That don't even care about the homeless people on the streets. You forget that those people are people just like you. You forget that they had a life too. And if you don't think that they do, you should go talk to them. Because they'll all tell you they've had a partner before. They've been married before, some of them. Some of them are war veterans. Some of them had a traumatic experience, like they lost their body part. Could you imagine walking around this world with one leg? You have no idea what that could feel like. Or getting some type of disease that doesn't allow you to work anymore. It's crazy what's going on right now. It's crazy, y'all. And it's one of the saddest things. And, you know, before I made this video, I'm not going to lie, I was tearing up. And, you know, I was contemplating whether to tear up on this video because it really is that important to me. But I think I used up all my tears already, you know, because it's just like, I want you guys to just see that, man. I want you guys to just see that, like, your mindset and your depression is the cousin of suicide. They say sleep is the cousin of death. Well, depression is the cousin of suicide. You on your phones all day, scrolling up and down on social media, waiting for somebody to like your comments, like your photos. Where's your self-appreciation at? Where's your self-value at? Everything that I'm saying isn't a perfect equation. It's not everybody I'm speaking on. Some people are doing their thing and doing it right. But I'm talking to the people who are losing hope right now. I'm talking to the people that really need to get back on their stuff. I'm watching some very disturbing things happen around me. And I don't even know how I've made it through, to tell you all the truth. I look much better than the battle scars I've went through, you know. I shouldn't be in this position right now. I should be 6 feet under. I should have lost way more than what I have lost. I mean, I've lost some big money, guys. I've lost some big money. And I ain't just talking about a couple grand. I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm talking like I've lost women that was like fiancés or like getting to that point. I've lost babies. I've had miscarriages. I've even had women pull abortions on me. I've been around killers. I've been around drug dealers. I've been around some of the most extreme people. And the fact that I talk like this and I'm not a part of these toxic environments, it's a miracle. I have no other way to say it. I don't know why it was like that or how I got lucky like that. But the part that isn't luck, though, is that I never quit. I never quit. I never quit. I keep going, and I don't wait for people to tell me what my next move is. I always keep moving. And part of that is due to my diet. I don't put death inside my body anymore. I bring life into me. I bring things that have seeds in them that grow into fruits. And when I eat these fruits, I gain such a piece of information that's esoteric and ancient, because if you think about it, the seed is absorbing minerals from the sun, and then it grows into the tree. Then that tree sprouts out our vegetables and fruits, right? So that means we're gaining information. Food is a form of information, yo. It's not just something that you just eat and put in your mouth. It's an exchange of information. Same thing with sex, same thing with work, same thing with conversations. Everything that we do is an exchange of energy and information. So what information are you taking in? How are you giving back to your people? How are you giving back to yourself? And for those of y'all who are on the verge of suicide, or you feel like there's nobody there for you, man, come my way, okay? Come my way, because I love you. All right? I love you. A complete stranger who has never met you. And I don't care what your background is. Now, for those who have made some, those deeper decisions, like the raping and the murdering and all that stuff, I gotta watch myself around you guys, because y'all are tricky, But I've made it to where now the only way you can really get around me is if you have to be eating healthy. Because I believe in the fruits that much. They will correct your traumas if you allow them to. Some people can't face it. But you have to get your mindsets back together again. Y'all have to figure out a way to love yourself again. You can't think that money is going to give you love. You can't think that focusing on yourself is going to give energy to yourself in the ways that are selfish. You can give yourself energy by giving back to the world. You can give yourself energy by meditating, by stretching, working out, eating good, reading books, creating a business. Be an artist, be a musician, create, be active, be productive. Stop giving up on yourself. Y'all give up on yourselves too easy. And for those of you guys who have been deemed with severe illnesses, I got some answers for you guys on that too. There is light at every tunnel if you know and how and know where to look and how to look for it. But if you get lost in the darkness, that dark matter energy is one of the strongest energies in the world. You have to be the light. You have to be the light that shines. That is what you were designed to do. I've been chopping it up for like 35 minutes now, and I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. But I haven't made a video in a long time, so I just wanted to give outreach to you guys and tell you how your mindset is everything. It's not about what you physically look like. It's about your spirituality and your mind, and then your body will turn into something beautiful. Start loving yourselves again. And the abundance comes. I can't tell you how. Nobody knows how. Because it's different for each person. And then 2, stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop watching other people's successes and wishing that it was yours. Some people have different forms of success. Like some of y'all want to be a multi-millionaire, but y'all don't even know what kind of stress that comes with. I'm gonna flat out tell y'all right now. I'm not a multimillionaire. I'm not a millionaire. But when I get like sometimes even just 20 grand, I could use that in a way where that's millions of dollars for me. Just from working. Because my mindset is so positive, and I've learned how to move in such a way that I don't need much anymore. Because I have myself, and I learned to tap within. We must remember that our bodies is the holy temple. Everything else on the outside is I'm not gonna say illusions, because you do need, the physical world too. That's why it's matter. But it does matter. You matter. Y'all see that? That is why we are in the physical. It is all matter around us. So everything matters. But it can't matter unless you are coming from within. It's not out to in, it's in to out, y'all. So I'm going to just stop there. And I really hope that you guys get this message. I really hope that you guys share this with somebody who needs to hear this. Share this with somebody who's in a dark space, who just needs some love. Tell them I love them. Tell them Frequency Healings got they back. Mr. Reverend Healings got they back, y'all. And we're going to find a way, okay? Don't get trapped and sucked into all these dark things that are happening in the world right now. The wars, the politics, the lack of finances, all this stuff. It's all extra. If you take care of your health and your mind, you will figure out a way to survive these things. And you will figure out a way to overcome these challenges. We can do it. You can do it. I love all you guys, okay? Peace to the earth. Peace to the high vibrational human beings. Peace to the gods and goddesses. Peace to the animals. Peace to the insects. Peace to the birds. Peace to the water, to the earth, to the wind, and to the fire. Peace to the hearts. Peace to the organs. Peace to the body. And one love, y'all. One love. This is the peace sign, right? That's how we normally do peace, but I was taught, look at this. It's a form of separation. So the real peace is together. Unity. So peace, everyone. Okay? Have a great day. I love you all. And we're going to do this. Peace.